Hi, welcome to Slap Chat Live. I am your host Terry, and today I'm honored for bringing a special guest, the guy that got me interested in this sport, light heavyweight champion Ron Wolverine Beta. And I don't want to make him wait, so let me bring him in. Ron, how are we doing today, bud?
Oh, pretty good, bud. How about you?
All right, I know it's been a rough week. I don't want to say too much, but how's everybody doing? And you're welcome to say anything you would like.
Everybody's doing good. Yeah, I had an accident with the car, totaled it, and then my wife got hurt, so not in the accident, but in a different one. So it's just been a long week for both of us.
Yeah, and again, we hope Sarah's okay. I definitely have spoken to you and her behind the scenes, and it seems like everybody's okay. And people, if you're wondering, I first question was Ron okay? Wolverine is fine. There was no injuries in that accident. Ryan, we got a few things I'm super excited to talk to you about today, and I'm going to jump straight into the first one. Is I just made an announcement the other day. I discussed it briefly with you. Uh, the clone in your name. And I know you said you got some emails. How's that feel to get a cologne in your name, first of all?
Oh man, that's pretty cool. I'm always wearing cologne. I do not like BO whatsoever, so I carry cologne with me all the time. Uh, So I'm a big, I love having cologne around. So to have one of my own name, like with my own
Brand.
signature thing, yeah, on the front, that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, and just to let people know, I'm a huge cologne collector. In my bathroom, I got 3 shelves I installed packed with colognes. Constantly, I probably spend about 150, $200 a week on cologne. I spend a lot. Uh, but I will give you a hint. Ron has not actually tested the clone. It's still kind of being in production. We got the bottles yesterday. The labels are now ordered. The custom logos to go on those bottles. Super excited about it. And I'll give you a hint because I don't want to tell you too much. But I will say this about this cologne. Every note in it says something about you. And I'll tell you 2 notes that will be in this. One is red apple. You always have to have a sweet, small note, lower note in a cologne. And we picked red apple, of course, because of your red hair and red beard. So that's to
Huh.
give you an idea how we're building this. It will be woodsy, and it will have like a tobacco scent to it, and things like that. Those are a few notes you can expect to see in this cologne. Again, Ron hasn't seen it yet, smelled it. He will be testing it out here in the next 3 weeks to get his approval, because it will have to meet his approval before it goes. But that's what's in the works. So I'm super excited about that. Now, there's another question that everybody's wanting to know, and I hate to jump straight into this right away, but Tyson Slap Kid, you got a lot of fans out there, young fans and old. My daughter's been bugging me, and I don't know the full answer to this. What is the future for Ron? Is Ron retiring after this match? Is Ron resigning? Is Ron going to be a commentator? Right now, the mic is yours. What is up with Ron and Wolverine in the future for Power Slap?
Man, yeah, I think this. I've talked to Frank and and Justin, and I've hinted to them pretty well that this was my last one. And I know I've been here in this position before. Last time, I needed to come back for is
Are
that
you still there?
crackling on me? Or, yeah,
No,
there
it's
we
my.
go.
It looks like my screen froze up. Am I still moving over there?
Uh,
It looks like my screen
yeah,
froze. I'm
you
about to
are.
switch. Okay, you can continue. I'm switching cameras over. You can keep going.
Okay.
But
Um,
have you re-signed?
yeah, we got a contract. We signed it, so I'm excited about this one. They I can't complain. They've always done me right in that aspect. I know we
No,
joked
no
and
numbers.
said things about the coin toss and stuff, but as far as financially, they've always done me pretty good. I feel like so.
Okay.
And this one was even better. So, yeah, but
I'm so glad.
yeah, I was excited about that too. So, but yeah, I know I've been in this spot before where I said I was done, but I had personal issues, with my spouse and a couple of my kids, that I need to come back for the paycheck because, like I said, they do take care of me. But now that that's all in order, yeah, this is my
Let
last
me
go
ask you this.
round, and
Let me ask you this, and don't say too much because we are live, and I definitely don't want you to get in trouble right up to resigning. But can we expect to see you at least 3 more matches on this contract? Can you say that, or you're not able to?
uh, honestly, I couldn't tell you yes or no.
Ooh, okay.
Don't really read the
Interesting.
contract that fully, so
Okay.
I read the numbers and I read this matchup, and that was as far as I got. So
Okay.
you know, um, I mean, so that's, and I'm happy with it on both aspects. I'm happy about us going to Texas. It's the first one in Texas. They got me going against Logan. Logan's, I think personally, whether he becomes champion this matchup or whether it's in the future, I believe he's going to be the next light heavyweight champion. Um, I'm hoping it's not this matchup, but if it is, you know, then it is. But so it's a great matchup and it's a new place. So I'm excited about this one.
Yeah, man. I honestly, you had a lot of pressure. I know I was one, but you also had pressure from your wife, who is, by the way, Ron does not like managers. He told me early on, he don't like nobody messing with his money. But if he had one, Sarah would be his best closest to it. But you had pressure from your dad and everybody calling on you to retire. What was that like when you went and told them that okay, there's probably a couple more matches in my future? Well, did they give you hell?
Yeah, they did. I mean, uh, I mean, on multiple aspects. My wife, my mother. About the health involved, man. About just it being, about finding something, steady paycheck. That's got a retirement. Because there's no retirement in this. Unless I start sending money back myself, which I've gotten better with money with Sarah, but I'm still not quite there yet. But
Savings. Get you a savings account, Ron. You need it. With 5 kids, man, you better get a savings.
so I mean, they were wanting me to be done before this matchup, but I mean, kind of like with the Vern matchup, everybody said that Vern was going to beat me, so I wanted to go out there and face him, and have that matchup. Kind of like with this one. I mean, and I've said it too. Logan's going to be the next guy. So, and I mean, I want to know if I can, at least stand up there with him. And I don't want to sit here and watch him a couple events down the road holding the belt and and I miss my opportunity to see if I can, you know, go 5 rounds with him. So, I wanted to take this one more shot at it and, just have fun.
Now, he has home field advantage in this match. Is that correct? I believe he's out of Texas, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? Do you know?
Um, yeah, I think he is from Texas. So, I mean, yeah, he's got home field advantage. But I mean, to me, it's Southern. I mean, I'm gonna enjoy that part. I mean, it's a 9-hour drive from the house, so I mean,
You're
it's
driving
pretty
too,
nice.
huh?
No, I'm not driving. I mean, I doubt they'll let me drive. They'll have me fly in early, but if we're
The
gonna bring
family?
the kids and yeah,
Okay.
if we're bringing the kids, the wife, I know my mother, my father, they're talking about coming. I got more family that's talking about coming to this one since, I've told them all it's gonna be my last one. So I
Okay.
mean, I enjoy it that it's not that far of a drive.
Yeah. Man, Texas is a 13-hour drive for us. I went ahead and booked my hotel last night. I'll let you know because the fighters do not know where to stand. People, when I get that info, I will get that out to you guys. I've reached out to a few people, but that info doesn't usually drop till a little closer to the event. But I did book my fight or my hotel last night, and because we ride motorcycles, I obviously couldn't take a motorcycle and a kid all the way to Texas, so I went ahead and booked a car as well. But man, Texas, how does that feel going to a new place? A new venue where Power Slap has never been before.
I mean, it's I enjoy that aspect. I mean, it's I think if I'm being if I'm correct about it, it's at Texas Tech University. So I
Yes,
mean,
that's a right. That's
you know,
correct.
I
Yes.
mean, a lot of football. I mean, I know it's not Texas Longhorns, but still, it's Texas Tech. I mean, big football area, so it's going to be there. You're going to have a lot of the fans from football that weekend. Probably going to be there early. Probably coming to the event. So I mean, it's going to be and it's reaching new people. I mean, we do our picks, all the time, in honor of Parks McGregor, and he was down hard waiting for it to come to Texas, and here it is, just a little late, but I mean, so I mean, there's fans out there that haven't got to go to, Vegas or overseas, that'll get to go to this event. So I mean, I'm excited to have a new crowd.
And I see Tyson's in the chat over there on Instagram. Tyson, his dad. Tyson, if you are going to be over in that event, let me know in the chats, man. I know again I'm going to be there. I'm excited about this. Now I will say we did do a little research. There's not a lot for kids to do out in this town. It's more historic, but there is things to do if you want to get out and check out that town in Texas. Uh, a couple. Now I do want to say
I
something else because you go ahead, sir.
No, my bad. I was about to say, yeah, I was looking at that. Yeah, there ain't hardly nothing to do for the kids. Hell, there ain't a damn casino, a couple hours away. I was like, damn,
Yes,
yeah,
not a lot, not a lot for kids to do.
no.
But when you just mentioned your kids will be there, I was like, oh well, that's another perk because we were looking around trying to find things for my daughter for 2 days. But there is something that you mentioned a new town. I'm going to show you. Oh, hold on one second. Hold on, I got to turn the camera on there. 1 second. Did you see that image?
Yep,
Okay. Do you know what that's from?
I do not.
That is actually your first flight to Vegas before you were signed to Power Slap. Just so you
Oh
know.
yeah.
Yes, sir. I found that from a mutual friend of ours, but there was something else this mutual friend constantly rubs in my face. Now, and we will get to our fight predictions again in honor of Parks McGregor in just a few moments, guys. So bear with me. Um, but this guy, our mutual friend that goes way back before Power Slap, has rubbed something in my face. And you don't smoke pot, to my knowledge, nowadays, do you? If you could say, and there's a reason why I'm asking.
Man, I will maybe every now and again, but like it's not yeah, no, it's not like a once a month thing. It might be once every few months, once a year. It's no, it's not enough to sit there and say I do.
Okay, let me jump over your chat while I was saying this. No, I haven't got a response from Tyson. Now, that mutual friend who goes way back early days, and I'm sure you'll know who I'm talking about, goes early days of this sport, has rubbed in my face that he's gotten to smoke with you. And I was like, man, I've got to drink a beer with him. That's the best I've got. I've never smoked with you. So next time you are in Vegas, before or after your match, I definitely want to smoke one with you so I have them bragging rights. All right. Now,
Okay.
the, moving on here, I want to get to our fight predictions now. I'm going to go ahead and open this up and make sure that we can still hear each other. Hold on 1 second. 1 second here. All right, fight predictions. Now, this is a crazy card. It's the second time that they actually have a woman, two women headlining. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you, bud.
Okay, so we're going to start this out. I'm not going to cover the prelims, early prelims on televised. There was one match on there that I was interested in. I'll ask you about that one, but I don't know most of the people, and I imagine it's the same for you. I will ask you if you know Ryan Kenny and of course Secure before I ask you your opinion on that match.
Okay, I know both of them. Yep.
Okay, who are you calling on that one, man? That's a very interesting match.
I say that's a tough matchup. I mean, Ryan Kenny, I know is always on posts, and he's always working out. But same thing is so is Zakir. I mean, Zakir is one of them, strongman competitors. I mean, You see him all the time, like lifting cars and lifting people on cars, and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Um, I mean, Zakir's got the issue of fouling, clubbing, stuff like that. Uh, Ryan Kenny, I don't believe has that issue. So I think if Zakir can keep it clean, I think I can see this one probably going 3 rounds. Which I mean,
Yeah.
this one's gonna be a heavy matchup,
Yeah, I wish this one was actually
especially to be a
televised.
prelim.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wish that one was televised because that's going to be a very good match. Up and I'm going to actually say Ryan Kinney's going to pull the shock off on that. I think Ryan Kinney's going to do it. But we are going to jump into this main card, and I don't know this person that Transfer Darian is going against. This Danyar Doranovic. I do not know them, but I will give you the first opportunity.
Man, it's Darren Godfrey's first one back. Um, he was like Kanakoa. He was on a good run before their matchup, and they both tested positive, got suspended. Um, Kanakoa came back, got the win. I predicted he would. I figured his run would just continue on. I'm gonna go same thing with Darren Godfrey. I think he's gonna come right back into it, and I think his run's just gonna continue on.
Darren, you're a funny dude. We know you can fucking party, and we know, you've had a pass, brother. I'm pulling for you. Please keep it clean for this one, man. Pass your drug test before you party, brother. And I got you down for the win on that as well. DeGeorgie, Tomic versus Adnan Alik, I believe is how it's pronounced. I don't know either one of these guys. If you would like to make a prediction, I'll hand it to you. If not, I totally understand.
Man, honestly, I don't know either one of these guys to try to give like my honest
Okay.
opinion.
Fair enough. And some of these names they're going to be unfamiliar. These are new names coming to the sport and names that a lot of people are not familiar with. And so I respect that. Definitely don't want to offend somebody and say you don't even know me and you picked against me. So
Yeah,
Lewis the Razor Robinson, I definitely know this guy. I've seen
so
him
do
come
I.
up in the sport. He's a great guy against Pavel or Horlikin, I believe it's Horlison. Forgive me on the last name. I know he has competed before, but who are
Yeah,
you calling on this one?
man. Honestly, I'm gonna go with Razor. You know, he's at a height advantage, but I mean he's gonna be at a height advantage. You know, I think no matter which weight class he goes to. And that's no offense to him, but in my opinion, I call it a height advantage. I think he's at the advantage, like not the disadvantage. I think getting to come up from under and go up against that cheek and that jawline from the from being shorter, I think is a great I don't want to say uppercut, but it's you're not coming across the face, you're coming up the face. So
Yeah.
you know, as long as he's still keeping that chin he had, the last time we seen him, I know he's got the power. So give me Razor on this one.
Okay. I definitely like Razor on this one as well. I know last time he went against, he actually ended Seekman's career per se.
Yeah.
That's not what ended it, but it led to that. And everybody was making fun of saying saying that Seekman lost to a midget. Listen, Lewis is not a midget. He does have a little height disadvantage or advantage, depending on how you look at it. But I could definitely got him down for the win. I like him. I've seen him come up through the ranks and make a 2 power slap, and I think he's going to pull off that win that night. Naja, the Siberian Princess, versus Robin, the Belter Weirachek. Chuck, I'm sorry, she's going to kick my ass for that. I am bombing on names tonight. But who are you calling on this one? They're bringing back the women's matches.
Yeah. Give me Robin on this one. I mean, the last time we seen her out, I mean, she takes shots great, and she's up there. Like it didn't bother her at all. Every time she took a hit. So, going back to, I believe she was the one dancing going back to her corner the last time she was up there. So, she's got a great chin. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna take Robin on this one.
Nice. I'm going to agree with you. I'm not huge on the women, and it's well known by now. That I don't like to see women slap more than anything. That is my reason. But I like Robin. I like Jackie. And there's a few women out there represent. Robin is definitely, if you pick the party girl who doesn't get in trouble, Robin is that girl. She represents the sport, in a fun way. So, and that's why I like her. I think she's going to pull off the win. I hope she does. Robin, I'm pulling for you, girl. If anybody's out there representing the women's division, well, you are one of them women, in my opinion. Now, this next one is huge for me. This, to me, man, there's two main event matches on the three main event matches, and this one, it could have been one. Dumpling versus Zals. These guys go way, way back, long before Power Slap, early days before pandemic. Who are you calling
Yep,
on this
punch down.
match? Yes, sir. Punch
This
Down
goes
was the
back to
original name.
yep. This goes back to the punch down matchup. I mean, I remember watching this matchup. Whenever I was competing with Slap Fight Championship, and see this matchup again come up. Uh, if I remember right, they didn't drug test over there. So I believe they said Zales was on roids and stuff because they
Yes,
were
sir.
doing it at weightlifting competitions.
Mm-hmm.
So, I
That is
mean,
true.
and I mean, you can say what you will about steroids. I mean, but I know they do give you a bunch of, testosterone stuff. They do build up that aggression. They do, give you that advantage in that aspect. So, and I think, you know, I'd like to see this matchup without it. And I mean, Dumplings, I've only seen Dumpling rocked since he got knocked out, from during Punchdown. I've only seen him rocked by McKinney Manu. So, you know, I don't see Zales, off steroids, hurting him, but I'm
No.
excited to watch this matchup again.
That's
So
interesting.
give
Very,
me
very interesting.
Dumpling. Sorry.
Okay, that's very interesting. Man, I love both these guys for what they've done in the history of the sport. I will say that both of them are, reaching the end of their careers. As we get older, we can't take them hits from you young guys. That's for damn sure. I couldn't. So I imagine after these guys have done it for a while, I don't even. People ask me, "Have I ever felt a slap from you?" And the honest answer is, I don't even give Ron high five. That's how serious I take that shit, man. This guy is a champion. I will not even give him a high five. And when I tell people that, they laugh. But that's fact. I've never given him a high five. It's a handshake only. That is his career, and this is also my life. And I definitely don't want that hand coming at me at anything faster than slow motion. But uh, so when it comes to Dumpling and Zal's, I'm gonna take Dumpling for the main reason because Dumpling has been up at the podium recently, and Zal's has taken a huge break. And my last time out, he actually lost to a rookie, from my understanding. Um, so I'm going to take Dumpling on that. I love both these guys, and that's not picking my favorite. That's just picking who I think is going to get the win. But I think that's going to actually be a decision, and nothing short of that. The next guy I like. Now, you said you think that your next opponent is the next champion. I do not believe that because your next opponent is going against you, so that eliminated that shot. But there is another guy coming fast up the rankings, and he's competing at the next event, and that's Peter Ali, Alligator Ali G, TrueClick. I like this guy, but he's taking on somebody else I like, Jaden the Koala.
before
And I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. Go ahead.
before we get into the next matchup, that is the only other thing too. Like you just said, Dumpling's been at this, at this podium, whereas Zales, was competing at like Punch Down and stuff, and they were allowed to put their chin, in a slap fighting championship, where they were allowed to put their chin to their chest and everything else. Where he won't be given that opportunity this time, so he's going to take one straight to the chin, which I mean we haven't seen yet.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and you're correct. Uh, but as I was saying, this next match, and I believe Peter. Are you still there, Ron? Okay, there you go. I see. It was
yeah,
froze
yeah,
for
I'm
a second.
still.
Uh, uh, we got the Alligator Ali G taking on the Koala. I love both these guys. I've gotten to talk to Jaden and to Peter. Man, this is one of those matches on the card I wish didn't take place because somebody's got to lose, and this is my match. Well, actually, there's two on this. But if I had to pick, I'm going to let you go first because you're the champ.
Man, I haven't really talked to Peter none. I seen him the last time I was in Vegas during the Crazy Hawaiian matchup. I did talk to Jaden quite a bit,
Mhm.
and he seems pretty calm minded. He seems pretty, like not nervous as much. Um, but you know, I mean, Peter's that dude's got some power. Like, um, I think I think you know I think it's going to be Peter. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I mean, I don't want to see either one of
Yes.
these guys lose yet. But I think Peter's power is more than Jaden's chin going to hold up to.
Yeah, I actually agree with you on that. I love Jaden as a great guy. He's a fun guy, and he supported his platform, and so has Peter. But I think Peter just has the power. Jaden, if you could make it through this match, you are a fucking warrior, and I will never bet against you again. But I am going to have to take Peter. I think he does this one. So these next guys, this one is a rematch in the making. You know one of them from the early days. He started not long after you, I think within the year after you or so. Damien DeBell. There is a history with Damien that people may or may not know. He showed up and he was actually underage for a power slap in the early days, so he couldn't actually stay in the house and stuff. But Damien has definitely made a statement since turning 21 and being able to compete in this sport. But he's taken on somebody who has never been knocked down, somebody who's got a fucking cheek that just as I've seen it. He's got a permanent damage on his cheek now. I forget what he calls it. He has a term for it, but Dorian, the disturbing the peace Perez. Who do you think is going to win this match?
Man, I like both these guys. I always talk to DDP whenever I see him out there, and I mean, I get along with the Bell. Me and the Bell, we spent 3 weeks, 4 weeks together. Filming, Road to the Title season one, talking to each other, pretty much hanging out with each other all day, every day. Um, so I get along with both these guys. I've never faced DDP personally. Damien, I've been on the other hand, and it hurts. Um, but their last to go off of their matchup this time, their last matchup, he that was a war. That was the first time I've seen the bell shook,
Yes.
rattled, however you want to word it. Um, and I mean, and that's the first time I've seen somebody stand up to the bell's power for 5 rounds straight.
And
I
dance.
mean, I went all 5 rounds, but I can't even tell you what happened round 3, 4, and 5.
Right.
So for DDP to still be there, I mean, and he didn't even get knocked down. So I mean, it was a great matchup. Um, I'm gonna use my one that I don't get to pick on this matchup.
You
Um,
saved that. You were
just
good.
just because I mean this matchup's too close to call. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the betting odds are like even money, because this is too close to call. You got the
Yeah.
number one chin, in my opinion, in all of power slap. I know somebody will say Trujillo and stuff like that, but I'm giving that to DDP. And then you got the number one power in the bell. So and they're about to clash again. The first time they did it, it was amazing to watch. I'm gonna enjoy watching this one as well.
Man, when it comes to these guys, I love them both. Um, I haven't talked to Damien in a long time. I did see him on Fremont in his last competition. We spoke briefly and stuff. And, I got to talk to him about some private stuff. Dorian is one of the most fun guys on the roster. If you've never been out to Vegas and met up with Dorian, you've missed out on a lot of shit in Vegas. Let me just say that. I will pick this one, and I know I'm walking on very thin water here, but I'm going to take Dorian disturbing the peace Perez for the win on this by decision. And this one, I think it's going all 5 rounds. That's my opinion, and I love both these guys. I don't want neither one to lose. Good luck to both these guys. Last match, main event.
That should be
Why
the main
she
event right there.
It should be, and I think they're really trying to. It should very well be, but I think they're trying to promote the women, and the initial title belt. I think that's why, and that's not to take credit away from this next woman that we talk about, Sheena Bathory. This woman, if you ever watched the very first slap in this event that was televised, she sent somebody in a backwards fucking somersault. She's taking on Abby Montez for the women's title. Who do you think is going to win this? I know it's probably a question I shouldn't even be asking you, but who do you call?
I mean, honestly, Abby's not, uh, you know, somebody to slouch on. Um, but I mean, I'm gonna go with Sheena. I mean, Sheena's got strength. She's got a chin. But I don't see this being one of those highlight reel matchups. I see this one actually, getting into championship rounds. Um, and I mean, no offense when I say this to the other two ladies, but I do see this women's title match being a little bit more entertaining.
That's fair to say. I know you always like to make sure you don't offend people. Ron's just a good old country boy with manners. His mom and his dad raised him well. I am not that person. I am very offensive. Sorry. Sorry if I offend you. I don't mean to be. I just speak my mind. I think Sheena is the best in the women's for this sport right now. Anybody that doesn't put their money on Sheena is, I won't even say the word. Uh, I think Sheena's going to win this one easily, and I say that because not just because of her debut match, but the way. And I like Jackie. Jackie's a tough woman. But the way Sheena handled Jackie, let me know Sheena is no fucking joke in this sport. If there is somebody who can hit from the women's division, Sheena is that woman, and she's not a tiny woman. Let's be real. Sheena is a built woman. She doesn't bring that tiny image that they're trying to promote. With that said, Ron, I will let you get going. But is there anything you would like to mention to your fans for this upcoming fight? Oh, no, there is one more thing I can't forget. You know, I always throw something at you at the end. This beard. When is it coming off? Is it going to be fight week?
Uh,
Is it going to be early? When is it coming off, man?
Man, honestly, I don't know. I had a couple things cross my mind. You know, I thought about asking them like how much a fine would be if I just left it. Um,
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Will they still let you
and then,
compete?
well, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I thought about asking them like, didn't hurt, if they tell me, oh, well, you're going to have to pay like $1,000, $2,000 fine. Okay, well, y'all just gave me a raise. That's fine. Um, but if not, I thought about doing it. I'll probably do it like the day, when we come in and they video us coming in, and then they video us back there warming up. You'll probably see me in the back corner with a pair, with a little shaver thing, a little clipper, just running through it real quick. Because
Okay.
yeah, I don't really want to. It's starting to get to the length where I like it. So I'm gonna hate to get rid of it, especially for one matchup, but it's
I
kind
know.
of, it is what it is.
For that kind of money, I hope they took care of you without seeking numbers. For that kind of money, man, I guess it's well in the shape. I know this much about Ron and many of these guys. I've covered this many times, and I will get to your shout outs in just a moment, Ron. I promise. Uh,
No, you're good.
these guys don't go out there for fun. Anybody says they do it for fun probably doesn't have a family and stuff. The guys that are really doing it and doing it this long are doing it for the ones they love. They're not doing it for any other reason but to take care of their families, and that is the case with the Rons and the Johns. And many of these guys who have families, the Brandon Bordeaux, they do it because they care about people, and that's the main reason they do this shit. He ain't shaving his beard or getting slapped for any other reason, people, but to take care of the 5 kids and his beautiful wife that he loves, and is taking good care of them. Ron, I'm going to let you take the shout outs, and I'm going to shut my mic off. It's all yours, bud.
I mean, same thing as always. Hillbilly Fightwear. You know, they've stood by me for many of years between MMA and Power Slap. Um, Golden Retrievers of Orlando. It's my mother's stuff and my sister's, business with dogs and stuff. Um, you know, Obviously they stood by me and they continue to stand by me. And then still, still with the same, y'all that cover the sport, between Terry,
Corey, you can say their
Slap
names.
News, Park McGregor,
You can say their
huh?
names. You Corey and Ding. You could definitely say
Well,
their names.
yeah, Corey and Dane.
I think
Yeah,
Joe's
I
still
was saying
covering
Slap
it.
News just because it was the yeah, and Joe. I mean, I haven't talked to Joe in a while. Um, but yeah, I mean, all the guys that cover the sport. I mean, y'all are working. I constantly see videos from all of y'all posted all the time. So I mean, well, we only have to show up, for a week, and then compete, and then we go home and disappear. Y'all are constantly working 7 days a week, to put stuff out there and to make sure the sport still stays relevant and don't just disappear. And so, thank all y'all.
Yeah, Ron, from a fan's perspective and a podcaster's perspective, we thank you for what you guys do for this sport. If there was no you, there was no podcasters, and there was no fans. There isn't that circle. My man, always a pleasure. I love talking to you. Of course, fight week, I will be seeing you out there, and I probably will be hitting you up before then, just to see what's going on with you. Ron, thank you so
But
much for
wait,
your time. Uh, don't forget, tomorrow night I will be doing Slap Chat Live as well. And I will be covering the Bobby Punisher situation. That shit's going to be very interesting. I didn't want to get your opinion tonight because I didn't want, to get anybody offended. But also, I will be covering some new items I received this week and a bunch of other shit. So tune in tomorrow night, Slap Chat Live as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Ron, you have a kick ass night, brother.
you too. Thank you, bud.
Yes, sir. Bye bye.